Rubenstein, your love advice coach. And I wanted to talk to you today about the idea of perfectionism. And the reason I wanted to do that is because I have a lot of clients these days, a lot of professional women clients especially, who seem to be inflicted with this idea of perfectionism. Nothing they ever do is good enough. They have to be better than everyone else. They can't make a mistake in anything. They have to know the outcome before they even begin a project. And the problem really with this, as you can imagine, is that people end up never starting a project because it has to always be perfect. So it's sort of like, let's use the example of a diet. Deciding not to start the diet because you don't have the right food in the house, you don't have the right, you don't have a plan of how you're going to write out your food, you don't have the time in your schedule, you don't have an exercise plan, you have to do everything so perfectly before you even start, and what happens is, of course, you never really get started. So that's one of the bad things about being a perfectionist. If you ask me why do people do this, where does it come from? I think we're always holding ourselves up against an image of this make-believe perfect person out there in the world, and we can never really match up. And so what do? We beat ourselves up. We have low self-esteem as a result of that. And if you have low self-esteem and you can't finish projects and you can't get things done, what are you going to do? You're going to strive to be perfect and to be better and to be good enough, and it's going to be like this endless cycle, right, of I'm not good enough, I have to do this right, I have to be perfect. So I'm going to give you some ideas about how you can overcome perfectionism. One way is to actually see yourself as a human being, as a real human being, not as this made-believe perfect person that you think you should be. Forgiving yourself. Forgive yourself on a regular basis for the mistakes that you make, which aren't really mistakes. They're just, missing the mark, imperfections. But giving yourself a break and not beating yourself up for not being, quote, perfect the way you think you should be. Another thing that you can do to overcome the perfectionism is really dealing with those gremlins, that thought, the negative self-parenting, the negative self-talk, the voice in your head that constantly says, I'm not good enough, what's wrong with you, you need to, blah, blah, blah. Dealing with that, noticing that voice and just saying, okay, little gremlin, I'm going to let you go. You just don't serve me anymore. And letting go of the sort of rigid, moralistic judgments that you have against yourself. Being really flexible. Flexibility is one of the greatest gifts ever. Getting rid of that black and white thinking, knowing that there is a lot of gray. I just think that people who know that there really is a lot of gray have a lot less stress in their life. Having things that are supposed to be a certain way, it's just a killer. It just feels like it's a heart attack, waiting to happen. So these are some ideas that I have that you can look at for dealing with perfectionism. Of course, if you want some coaching support, you can call me, I'm there. And there's a lot of other great coaches and counselors out there that can help you with dealing with perfectionism. So I am really looking forward to talking to you in the future. And if you have any other questions about perfectionism, please feel free to contact me. You can write to me at Lori, Lori, at attorney-coach.com, or look at my website, www.loveadvicecoach.com. All right, take care, everybody. It's good talking to you. Bye-bye.